Hey everybody, this is Toray, and this is a Diablo video for everyone here. It is kind of a few tricks that I've found out to help me get through Nightmare, and it's helping me get through Hell Mode right now. So it's a few of the big pulls that I have done and some tricks to survive Nightmare as a barbarian. I hope these tricks actually help you, and I'm going to show you some tricks how to get really good gear really easy. So, here's some big pulls, and we're gonna go step by step with the first ability that everyone should have. It is your cleave ability. It hits more than one target, and you want to do that. You also want to rune it up with broad sweep, increases the damage of your cleave. So that's very important to have. And let's see, the next ability will be Vengeance. Vengeance is the most important thing you have here. I'm gonna go take a little time with here to do this. You want to glyph it. Also, you gain more health and um, more a little bit of fury. But vengeance is the key to surviving in here. Every time it's basically a self heal. Is the most important thing you have going on here. It's gonna survive you more than anything here. But the only trick is you have to have an enemy near you, because when you hit them, depending on how many around you, you get healed. So you can, if you have a big crowd, you can heal yourself to full health. And it's also an attack, but it's the key to mass pulling in here. It's very useful um, to use. And since I called them out, I'm gonna just use it. This is Call of the Ancients. This is what I consider my oh shit button. And you glyph it so they last a lot longer. This is when in nightmare mode you come across blues and yellows. You call these guys out. They do so much damage, and it's very useful to have them for boss fights too. So this is really good. So this is one ability. I know Earthquake is great, but you don't really use Earthquake that much. So use that for boss fights. Call of the Ancients is really good to help you kill the little goblin that comes out, or you use it for blues and for yellows. Okay, speaking of oh shit moments, your jump is your second oh shit moment. If you really get, you're starting to get beat up on and you really need to get out, you jump out of the group, and your rune will increase your damage. Um, will increase the damage taken, increases your armor. So your second oh shit button is your jump. Do not be afraid to run away. It's very important. So that's extremely important to use. So when you jump out with your thing, the best trick I have found to use is you jump away and then you seismic slam. Seismic slam is the next ability that you want to use. You want to use with Rumble, because Rumble makes it like little circles on the floor, and it just keeps giving more and more AoE effect. It's really good for those flying enemies that give you problems. And you're gonna see I actually died here, but it was a little too much, so I come back, and you'll see the trick is you run in, start whacking. If you see yourself glowing red that you're about to die, you jump out of the crowd, and then you just do a seismic slam over and over and over, and then you just keep using that. It's very useful. Seismic Slam is one of the best abilities to hit crowds. It kills little weak enemies, and it does some damage to the blues. But it's basically, hey, I'm in a tough spot. I'm gonna jump out, Seismic Slam a whole bunch of times, then run back in. It's really good ability. You see, as I'm using right there. Next thing that should be always used is your war crime, your shout. Your war cry basically increases your armor, but if you glyph it with charge, every time you shout, you gain extra fury. So in those tight spots where you're low on fury and you just really you want to AoE stuff down, you will jump out, use your shout. So you should always use it whenever it's up constantly, and it gives you charges on your seismic slam. So if you're running away from a boss or you're low health and you just keep running away, you just shout and then you seismic slam, then hit a few bosses, try to get your health up. But that shout that gives you a lot of fury is really good, and you see that I'm always using it on whenever it's on cooldown. Now going on to passive abilities. There's an ability called Tough as Nails. Tough as Nails increases your armor abilities, and you really want to use that. These all are debatable. People can, play around, go, which ones you want to use. But these are the ones I feel that are must and should, they help you out. I mean, it's everyone's choice when it comes to passive abilities, but Tough and Nail is one of them. Next one is really good is Relentless. This one is one of my favorite because if you go below 20% life, all your skills cost no fury and your damage taken is reduced by 50%. So this one is really good if you're really getting pounded out by a whole bunch of guys. As you see, it and you go really below health, it is ability that you really want to have in your corner that's going to help you. I mean, things will change as I hit 60. I have to sub out one of them and go for the level 60 spell, which is going to really help me. Reduces all my attacks by 50%, or reduces time by 50%, something like that. Haven't really seen it, but when I hit 60, I have to sub one of these skills out. So the last passive skill that I'm going to show you is Nerves of Steel. Okay, Nerves of Steel. It basically your armor is increased by 100% of your vitality. So you depending on how much your health is, that's how much your armor is increased. It is something more for survivability. So those are the tricks that I have for you. Not tricks, the specs that are really good for mass pulling. So let me get into some really cool tricks that I found out just by playing around. I didn't get this anywhere from the internet. Tricks I actually found out by myself. First trick, you might not think it's really big, but I think it's a lifesaver. Uh, Holding down the button, say like for your revenge, which is your auto heal. If you keep your finger butt down on, I have it keybind to number 2. So I keep my finger down on the number 2. Whenever it's up, it will automatically cast over and over. I don't have to pay attention. So if as long as I keep my button down on number 2 and I have my shout for number 3, sometimes I just count shout over whenever it's up. Keep those two down and it will constantly cast by itself. Those are really good tricks that I've personally found out from experimenting in here. Um, Next trick that I found out is one of the most helpful tricks that my friend Mirinar actually told me what to do. All right, this is what you do. Do not waste money disenchanting stuff. Don't waste army disenchanting armor. It is a waste of money. What you want to do is sell all your blues. Sell some of your yellows that really have horrible stats and are useless. Sell them to the vendor. Then take that money, buy gear from the auction house. Now, don't go crazy buying expensive gear. I usually spend 10K most on an item. But you sell all that blues and stuff, you really accumulate so much cash. So take that, go to the auction house, buy the stats because the auction house works really good. You can put you're looking for a barb. You're looking for strength and vitality, and then you do a search, and it comes up with the items that only have strength and vitality. And you can actually put the amount that you're looking for. So strength 40, vitality 40, and you put the level you want. It's really perfect. So you go there, buy the gear you want. You're actually getting gear with stats that you don't need. You know, so that's a really good trick to use. You get geared up and you get stuff that you really need, and just sell your stuff that you don't need. Of course, towards the end, when you hit level 60, yeah, you want some of the crafted gear because that stuff is going to be really good. But now, while you're leveling, don't bother. It's just you're wasting money. You craft something and you'll get stats that you don't need, and you just wasted a whole bunch of materials to stuff that you could have sold and made cash from. I mean, if you get a really good item, hey, this is really good. You know what? All right, put it up in the auction house. But for now, while leveling, don't bother. Um, it's really a waste of time and your money. The last thing I want to talk to you guys, the one thing I really liked about Diablo is nothing is really, I don't, as far as I know, nothing is like soulbound. So you can actually take items and give them to people. Right now, I sell a lot of the blues, but when I get to yellows and they have actually like decent stats that aren't like something that has for a barbarian that has intelligence, dexterity, and other things, stuff that doesn't mean those type of yellows you sell. But if you come across something that's really good to people, hey, just give them to your friend. They're gonna appreciate it a lot more than you're gonna than you're gonna get in the auction house. So help out one of your friends. I've been helping out everybody. Everybody on my friends list. I gave stuff to Smurf. I dropped off a few things to Hobbs, and my friends Tark and Noble. Whenever I get something really good, it's funny. It's hand me downs, but stuff I don't use. So I'd rather go to really good use. So if you have items, look on your friends list. Say, hey, do you need this as an upgrade? They'll be like, yeah, great. Give it to them. Make their day. If you like this video, like it and keep watching. Tell me what you think. Later, everybody.